Welcome, paddlers. This guide is your comprehensive resource for navigating a kayak portage around Milner Dam on the Snake River. Before we dive into the portage details, let's take a quick detour to explore the nature of water rights in the Columbia River Basin. Often on trips, I have plenty of time to think and ponder some serious questions. The one that keeps popping up is, who owns a snowflake? At first glance, the question sounds whimsical, almost poetic, a meditation on nature's transient beauty and human amusement. But when viewed through the lens of the Columbia River Basin, where every drop of water is accounted for, the question becomes deeply pragmatic. A snowflake, after all, is destined to melt and join the flow of streams, rivers, and reservoirs, ultimately subject to a web of appropriated water rights that govern its journey through an intricate dance of automated pumps, valves, and turbines. The Columbia River Basin, spanning over 258,000 square miles across 7 U.S. states and British Columbia, is the most dammed and controlled river system in the world, with more than 274 major human-made obstructions. Here, snowmelt is not just a natural process, it's a commodity. Once that snowflake melts and flows downhill, it's no longer free. Its path is directed by a complex system of laws, treaties, and agreements that allocate its use to federal, state, tribal, and private entities. Nowhere is this more evident than at Milner Dam on the Snake River. Here, humans have achieved something diabolical and troubling. They have the power and the historical right to divert every drop of the river's water, leaving nothing for nature, and at Milner, they have done just that. For years, Milner Dam represented one of the few places where a major river's flow could be reduced to zero in service of irrigation and industrial needs. However, recent years have brought some change. To balance human needs with ecological responsibility, Idaho Power Company has purchased water rights to keep water flowing in the Snake River, maintaining minimum flows for hydroelectric generation and helping to restore some semblance of a balance to this heavily engineered system. But more is needed. In this intricate choreography of water management, even the fate of a single snowflake melting high in the Rockies and flowing towards the Columbia is determined long before it ever reaches the sea. Now, onto the portage around Milner Dam. The portage at Milner Dam presents extreme challenges for touring kayakers, bordering on impossible due to the hazardous conditions immediately downstream. This section marks the beginning of Class 3 to 5 whitewater, featuring massive waterfalls, towering dams, deep, narrow gorges, and challenging whitewater. For touring kayakers, Milner Dam is widely considered a mandatory takeout due to the impassable terrain, the dangerous water conditions, and the lack of alternative exits. There are minimal portage possibilities after Milner, and these are primarily suited for whitewater kayakers. If water is released into the river channel, the portage distance may be shorter, but the risk of encountering advanced whitewater is high. Even if a short portage is feasible, the next river miles are packed with dangerous rapids, making this stretch unsuitable for touring kayakers. For touring kayakers, the best option is to take the Twin Falls Bypass, a 60-mile vehicle portage around this hazardous section. This ensures safety and avoids the risk of navigating unmanageable terrain and dangerous rapids. My final verdict, given the extreme difficulty of portaging Milner Dam and the hazards that follow, is a mandatory vehicle portage for all touring kayakers.